Welcome everybody back to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to kind of talk about my honest opinions and thoughts on Black Ops 7 Zombies. Definitely let me know down in the comment section below your guys' thoughts and opinions, but drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the video. If you want to unlock the brand new Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos inside of Black Ops 6, check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty, which will help you grind out weekly events, camos, and unlocks completely legitimately for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Code SPAZO for 5% off. So first we're going to cover our pros, and then we're going to get into our cons. Now, first up on our pros list is going to be the classic Zombies feel. It genuinely feels like classic Zombies, but with a good mix of modern mechanics. A lot of the mechanics I love, like the wall jumping, I love inside of Zombies. It's not something that completely changes the game, but you can jump over a horde. It's just something cool inside of the game, but it also gives you that sense of simplicity to it. Yes, the modernization with rarity, ammo mods, perks, etc., but being able to spawn in and directly get kills, stack essence, get wonder weapons, and grind is an experience I have missed from classic Zombies. And whenever I play, say, Vandorn Farm on survival, I feel that inside of the game. It's just a fun, easy experience that nothing truly beats it. Now, I also really do like the non-spam of certain enemies. So in Black Ops 6 Zombies, armored zombies are spammed like crazy, but so are special enemies. So we're going to get into the special enemies in a little bit, but it's such a cool thing inside of the game to just fight regular enemies, to fight regular zombies, not to constantly be spammed by the specials. You know, obviously when you get to say around 30-ish, 40-ish, you start to get a doppelgast every round, but you get one a round, you don't get 4, you don't get 5 like you do, say, in Black Ops 6. It definitely is a very kind of unnoticed change, but to me, it is absolutely amazing. Honestly, I love the new point mechanic where melee critical kills gives the most essence of 150 per kill. This helps gain a tad bit more, which adds up extremely fast in your game. Now, once, say, the augments do release inside of Black Ops 7, whenever the Black Ops 7 launch, it's going to be crazy to have Espresso. Being able to melee extremely quick, allowing you to get a ton of essence. I mean, dude, 150 essence per kill is a lot. When you have double points, that's 300 essence per kill. Now imagine with Melee Macchiato and Espresso on your melee weapons instead of Zombies. It's going to be such a game changer instead of Zombies. I honestly cannot wait for the augments to come inside of the game. Now, next up on my list is the visuals. The visuals are just incredible. The color, the noises, the pack camo, the zombie designs. It's just such a good looking map. Everything about it, the buildings, the grass, the hay bales, everything looks freaking sweet. And you know what the great part about it is? It is just one of the many POIs inside of Ashes of the Damned, which is the big map that releases upon launch. I love it, man. The colors, absolutely amazing. The atmosphere when you're playing Vandorn Farm really kind of makes you feel like you're in the dark ether. It makes me feel like I am genuinely playing Zombies. Whenever I'm playing Black Ops 6, I don't know what it is, but I don't really feel like I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. I feel more of like I'm playing something else, maybe in the modern warfare era. I just don't really feel like I'm going back to the roots of Call of Duty Zombies, but in Black Ops 7, I do. Now, the next thing up on my list is the new enemies. The enemy bear and the Ravengers are very, very cool. The bear can absolutely destroy you, so it brings that sense of fear back. The sense of fear when a Panzer spawned in on Origins and you still had the starting pistol. That was one thing that I also missed inside of Zombies. You know, playing Liberty Falls, the Abomination spawning in, it's not really scary. You shoot him, it's it. But playing, say, Origins and the Panzer spawning in, it makes you freaking scared to death hearing his spawn in noise. Same thing with Vandorn Farm. Having the bear spawn in, he can kill you so fast, so you have to make sure that you are running, trying to turn around and shoot him when you can, trying to evade the zombies. It actually brings that sense of fear back to the game that was very, very much needed, and it kind of keeps that boredom away. Little aspects like that definitely do it. Now also, the Ravengers make the max ammo rounds not so easy anymore, which is actually very, very cool. I'm not embarrassed to say it, but I have died plenty of times since the start of beta to these little guys. They absolutely destroy you, especially if you are inaccurate with whatever gun you're using. I have been using the ray gun and have been killed by them. It's not easy sometimes to beat these rounds, especially when you get to the high rounds, which is nice. You know, obviously in OG Zombies, they have in the Hellhound rounds, they were pretty easy to beat, but they weren't always that easy. Now, if we look at Black Ops 6, killing the parasites on Terminus, killing the vermin on Liberty Falls, killing, say, the toxic zombies on Shattered Veil, no matter what round you're usually on, it's pretty easy, right? But these little guys, no, man, they make you work, genuinely work for the max ammo inside of the game. Now, next up is the cons. I don't really have many, but my first thing is obviously going to be the doppelgas being in the game. It's a problem. Reused assets are never good inside of zombies, and definitely not to this degree. Being in Citadel, Tomb, Shattered, and the Reckoning, now them adding it to Black Ops 7 definitely does not help the argument of a one-of-one copy of Black Ops 6. There was also a trailer released on YouTube for Ashes of the Damned. In this trailer, it showcased a Uber Klaus elite enemy. There has been talk on Twitter a little bit, kind of scrolling, that it would be cool if he only would say spawn in front of the Reckoning, kind of locking these certain elite enemies to only spawn on certain POIs, right? So say we have the Uber Klaus, he can only spawn at, say, the spawn room on Reckoning. Say the Doppelgas can only spawn at the farm, right? Don't think that's how it is, because I think they would have mentioned that, but we don't know till the game releases. Truly, we don't. But hopefully they don't continue milking the same enemy, because it genuinely sucks, and it is one of the reasons that games get boring. You know, in Black Ops 6 Zombies, they had such a good start, but they kind of just milked the same thing over and over again and just kept reusing the same thing over and over again, and it made the game boring. There was no fun fighting the same enemy for 3-4 maps in a row. You know, that's not fun inside of the game. There was something about classic zombies where, say, Mob of the Dead had Brutus, Origins had the Panzer, right? Just so many different things that kind of brings that sense of fear, but sense of new to the game, right? Nobody wants to fight the same enemy over and over again. Nobody does. Now, also next up is the guns in Black Ops 7 are not the best. The damage doesn't really add up to the rounds. A lot of times you can't even turn around to shoot the zombies without taking too much damage to almost go down. I do like this in a sense, because it gives kind of the mode a more of a challenge, kind of making it a real survival. Real classic zombies, the guns barely could kill any zombies on high rounds, like literally barely. That's what made it extremely hard and, most importantly, enjoyable. With augments coming at launch, I can see the damage for the guns going up a decent amount, but hopefully there are maybe some changes to the gun's damage when the game does initially launch. It's hard for me to say kind of one thing and the other, but I do like it because it does make it challenging. And I remember OG Zombies, say back on World at War, your guns wouldn't always do good, or say Black Ops 1, like you had to train for a little bit. You know, it wasn't just easy 5k damage, you know, your gun shooting 1,000 rounds per minute and you're just shredding all your way to around 100. That can make it boring. Now, one thing I thought of, which would be kind of cool, is say we have standard mode with Ashes of the Damned. The guns do completely different damage versus what they do inside of survival mode. Now, hear me out. Survival mode is going to be the best mode to grind camos. It is, 100%. So why would they want that? Because then you wouldn't play Ashes of the Damned. What could be a good con for both? Survival, the guns don't deal as much damage, but on Ashes of the Damned, they deal more damage, but the camo grind is slower. I think that'd be pretty cool. Most of you guys probably wouldn't, but it would kind of create that sense of, man, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do this, just to kind of work with the strategies a little bit more. I have way more pros and cons here on my list, but overall, Zombies is looking absolutely incredible, and we haven't even seen most of it. This is literally just a very small chunk of the content we're getting on launch. Definitely let me know down in the comment section below your guys' thoughts on Black Ops 7 Zombies, multiplayer, literally everything. I'm definitely going to be listening and going to try and respond to pretty much every single comment. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, do not forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.